Meghan Markle's red carpet snub by David Foster just exploded, and the damage control statement he put out has somehow made the whole thing 10 times worse. That short clip from the David Foster Foundation gala in Canada shows her arm out, him walking straight past, and now the official denial is calling it simple positioning and a hurtful lie. The details most people skipped are the ones that actually explain why this keeps happening to them. Let's break down exactly what the footage shows, what the first private briefings claimed, and why forcing that People magazine statement was the move that turned a 5-second awkward moment into global headlines again.
After this mortifying snub by David Foster on the red carpet in Canada over the weekend, rather than just do what any human being would do and accept that David Foster can't actually stand you and was just walking by before being forced into some pictures, rather than just accept that, it has now turned into an international storm, with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle twisting the Grammy-winning producer's arm and insisting that he releases a statement to their propagandists at People magazine, which has, surprise, surprise, just exploded the whole story.
First of all, that video I've watched 1,000 times. It's conscious. They know what they're doing. They're on the red carpet. Hollywood, let me cut to the chase. They're sick of her. Hollywood is sick of Meghan Markle.
Watch it frame by frame, and the story gets worse, not better. Meghan's arm comes up first. She's already leaning in. David Foster is 2 feet away, looking dead ahead, and he walks straight past her, like she's part of the carpet. He plants himself next to his wife, Katherine McPhee, for the group photo. Meghan pulls her arm back fast and tucks it behind her, then leans into Harry like nothing happened. Clean recovery, except the internet doesn't do clean recoveries anymore.
I'll just clarify, no one is suggesting that the footage was edited. No one was suggesting that the footage was AI. He snubbed her. Now, he might regret it in this moment because it's turned into an international firestorm, but he did snub her.
Here's the part almost nobody talks about. The flashes weren't even firing in that exact second. No blinding lights, no chaos, no excuse. He wasn't dodging cameras. He was dodging her. That one detail is the whole story. Once people noticed the lack of flash, the "he just didn't see her" defense was already dead before it even got said out loud. But the clip alone doesn't explain why this became a global headline. A snub is a snub. It fades in a day. What actually kept it alive happened after the camera stopped rolling. In the 48 hours nobody was watching. Before any statement went to People magazine, before Foster's name was attached to anything, a much quieter move happened first. A story landed in the Daily Mail, sourced to an unnamed insider. Their version, Foster simply didn't see her. Nothing to it, just a busy red carpet and bad timing. Then, the same article added a second layer. Foster is a big fan of Princess Diana. That's the line they picked to soften it. An odd flex that manages to compliment him while quietly reminding readers who Meghan isn't being compared to. It was supposed to make the story disappear overnight. It did the opposite. Instead of one clip, there were now 2 conflicting claims stacked on top of it, and neither one explained why he ended up on the far side of the carpet. That anonymous version was meant to close this out quietly. It didn't. It opened the door to something much bigger, a statement with Foster's actual name on it, and that's where things really started to unravel. The Daily Mail wasn't done. One insider wasn't enough, so they ran a second one in the same article with a completely different version of events. Insider 1 says Foster didn't notice her. Simple as that. Insider 2 says the opposite. Foster was thrilled to see Harry and Meghan, longtime friends, thrilled to have them there. Both unnamed, both close to Foster, both printed like they fit together. They don't. Read them side by side, and it falls apart instantly. A guy who didn't notice her isn't the same guy who was thrilled to see her. Pick one. And neither version answers the actual question. Why did he end up posing on the opposite side of the carpet next to his wife with Meghan standing there, her arms still out? Didn't notice her doesn't explain positioning. Thrilled to see her doesn't explain it either. 2 excuses, 0 explanation for the one thing everyone's actually asking about. This is what happens when a damage control story gets rushed. Nobody cross-checked the quotes. Nobody asked if Insider 1 and Insider 2 were describing describing the same event because they clearly weren't. And once a cover story contradicts itself in the same breath, it stops doing its job. It stops being reassurance and starts looking like proof something's being managed. People don't read two conflicting anonymous quotes and think, okay, mystery solved. They read it and think, someone's scrambling. When damage control can't get its own story straight, that's usually the tell. It means the real statement, the one with a name attached to it, is still coming. And it did, just a few days later, and this time there was no hiding behind a source anymore. A few days after the conflicting insider quotes, the story changed shape completely. No more a source says, no more hiding behind anonymity. Now it was Foster's name directly in a formal statement sent to People magazine. That shift matters more than people realize. Anonymous quotes can get denied. Anonymous quotes can get walked back. A statement with your actual name on it sent to a major outlet can't. That's not damage control anymore. That's a hostage situation with a signature at the bottom. Why People magazine specifically? It's not random. It's the outlet royal watchers have flagged for years as the go-to for Sussex-friendly placements. The place a story goes when it needs a soft landing and a wide audience at the same time. And here's the line that set off the entire second wave of backlash. The statement called it simple positioning to get the best photo. 5 words. That's all it took. Because the clip already told a different story. Simple positioning doesn't explain skipped eye contact. Simple positioning doesn't explain a hand pulled back and tucked away like it never happened. The second that phrase hit the internet, it became the headline, the meme, the thing people quoted back sarcastically in the replies. The statement was supposed to end this. Instead, it handed critics the exact phrase they needed to keep it alive. And once people started reading that statement closely, something else stood out. It wasn't just what it said, it was who it sounded like. Now picture a 76-year-old music producer saying it. It doesn't fit, not even close. Foster's public voice is loose, a little goofy, straight to the point. This statement reads like it went through 3 rounds of PR editing before anyone saw it. The line, accusing media of turning simple positioning into a hurtful lie, isn't how a guy who spent 50 years in studios talks. That's a phrase built by someone trained to manage a narrative, not someone defending a friend off the top of his head. And there's a detail buried in there that does a lot of quiet work. The statement claims Foster had already greeted Harry and Meghan 10 minutes earlier at the entrance, warmly, personally, before the carpet moment ever happened. Convenient. That single line exists for one reason. It gives everyone a reason to ignore what the camera actually caught, because apparently the real greeting happened somewhere off-screen, somewhere nobody can check. That's not a detail Foster would think to include. That's a detail a publicist adds when they know the video is the problem, and the only fix is a story you can't verify. Put it together. The tone doesn't match him, the defense is oddly specific in exactly the way that protects someone else, not him. This isn't Foster explaining himself. This is someone writing for him, using his name to close a story that was never his to begin with. And here's the thing. This exact move, small awkward moment, forced statement, sudden global headlines, isn't new. It happened again just 1 week before this, and almost nobody connected the two. 1 week earlier, different person, same exact playbook. Martha Stewart. Small moment, barely a blip. The kind of thing that gets forgotten in a day if nobody touches it. Instead, it got a statement, and that statement got picked apart, and within 48 hours, it was a headline cycle all its own. Sound familiar? Small moment, forced denial, statement backfires, days of coverage. Same shape, same outcome, 1 week apart. Royal watchers noticed this isn't a one-off anymore. It's a pattern people are naming out loud in real time, in comment sections, in reaction videos, on Royal Watch channels that track this stuff daily. The pattern has a nickname now. People are calling it the no story left alone cycle. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every single time, the instinct is the same. Don't let it breathe. Don't let it fade. Kill it fast with a statement. Except it never works that way. Every time that instinct kicks in, the story gets bigger, not smaller. A 5-second clip turns into a week of headlines because somebody couldn't let a 5-second clip just die on its own. And the wildest part? The tabloids barely pay for any of this. They get the clicks either way. The real cost lands somewhere else entirely, on the people standing next to them them when the cameras are rolling. The friends, the ones who didn't ask to be in this story at all. Forget who commented, look at who didn't. Meghan's birthday came and went, and the guest list of silence tells you more than any statement ever could. Serena Williams, nothing. Beyonce, nothing. The entire Kardashian family, nothing. These are people who've posted for her before. This year, radio silence across the board. Only 2 names showed up. Kelly Zappin and Tracy Robbins. That's the entire list. 2 names out of what used to be a packed group of A-list friends showing up every single year without fail. That's not a coincidence, and that's not people being busy. When an entire circle goes quiet at the same time, that's a group of people who talk to each other first. But one silence stands out from the rest. One name used to post every single year. Warm captions, throwback photos, the whole tribute. This year, nothing. Not a like, not a story, not a single word. That's the one worth watching, because a total stranger going quiet means nothing. A close friend going quiet on purpose means something changed, and it changed recently enough that nobody's had time to smooth it over publicly yet. And here's where it gets interesting. She didn't just disappear and stay disappeared. She didn't block, mute, and move on like people usually do when a friendship quietly ends. She posted something else instead, the same week. And it wasn't a birthday message. It wasn't directed at anyone by name, no tag, no mention, nothing you could screenshot and call proof. But the timing lines up in a way that's hard to ignore. And once people started reading it next to the missing birthday post, they couldn't unsee what it was actually about. The post was about narcissists, how to spot one, how they never ask if they're the problem, because true narcissists don't reflect, don't self-check, don't do empathy. No name attached, didn't need one. Same week, the birthday tradition was missing from someone who'd never skipped it before.
Real slight came not from David Foster, but I think it came from Jamie Kern Lima, her former best friend, who last year was leaving gushing birthday notes and all of this kind of stuff on the internet, and of course put out that weird video we all laughed at. It was last year. And the problem is this year she didn't put out anything at all, and now has a lovely podcast going on about how to deal with a narcissist.
Who could she be talking about, Paula?
I'm not sure, but I do think it's interesting.
People connected it instantly. Comment sections lit up guessing who it was about. And this isn't a one-off. It's the 4th close friendship to quietly go cold in under 2 years. Different names, same pattern, every single time. The statement was supposed to end this story. Instead, it's the reason people are still here watching, still asking the same question everyone in the comments keeps asking. Is this really about positioning, or is everyone finally seeing the pattern for what it is? Drop your take in the comments. I want to know what you think. If this kept you hooked, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and share this with someone who needs to see it. I'm Jane Expose, and I'll be right here for the next Meghan and Harry drama, because let's be honest, there's always a next one.